title in a Canadian lumberjack.
Shut up, Russell, while I'm talking. The fan mail is rolling in, baby. Getting more fan letters. This time right now, Valentine's time. It's Santa Claus Day, Christmas time. And you know, one letter I got from a young, sexy ebony queen the other day, and she says, Austin, now you're truly the universal heartthrob. And baby, I want you to know something. There ain't no mountain high enough. And there ain't no valley low enough, baby. And you know there ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you. And you know I am the universal heartthrob. And those words are so fitting. They're so fitting for right now. Because, Jerry Lawler, that's just what I feel about you, baby. There's no way in hell that I'm not going to get to you tomorrow night. And I got my lumberjacks right behind me, Canadian lumberjacks right there. And every time the coward, I already broke his hand, I put him in the hospital, internal injuries. And every time the coward tries to run on me, my lumberjacks are going to be back there to whip him and lash him and beat him and bruise him and put him back in the idol's arms so I can squeeze him till his eyes pop out.
Austin, let me interrupt here just a second to say that the match that you're going with is a six-man match, not a six-man tag match. It is a Canadian lumberjack. Now, the difference in that is that rather than throwing them back, these guys are going to be out there with belts.
That's right, baby. That's right, baby. This is the match I demanded. Jerry Lawler's been running scarce. He's been asking for tag matches. He's been asking for six-man tag matches. He's refused to wrestle me in a single match. This is the way. I said, Lawler, if you want me in a single match, baby, this is the way you're going to get me. And every time you try to run, every time you try to hide, every time you try to creep out, baby, people are going to be behind you. We're going to lash him. We're going to whip him. We're going to beat him. We're going to bruise him. And we're going to put an end to Jerry Lawler right now.
Yeah, okay, well, don't forget, there'll be lumberjacks around there, and the same thing applies. Hey, come on, Don, now, for crying out. The particular one is we've got an expiration time single match coming up.
Introducing this expiration of time match from Bolivar, Tennessee, at 206 pounds, Roger Howell. And on the left of your screen, from St. Petersburg, Florida, 227 pounds, Buzz Sawyer. This match will be to the expiration of time, referee Paul Morton.
No time.
Sawyer against Roger Howell. Sawyer, Howell's shoulders almost down. Roger back on his feet. Leg drop, puts Sawyer down. Roger trying to get his weight over the shoulders and hold Sawyer down so the referee can start to count on him, but he was not able to do it long enough. There's Roger again, going for the cover. Roger Howell gets the head scissors. Buzz Sawyer trying to kick his way out of it. And Sawyer does get out of the head scissors. 1 minute gone. Again, this match is expiration of time. We'll wrestle as long as there's time remaining. Then, when time does run out, we'll add up the number of falls each man has won. The one that's got the most wins the match. Roger Howell. Oh, little reverse action there. Sawyer dropped him to the mat. Bar on the left arm of Roger Howell by Buzz Sawyer. Howell off his feet again. Sawyer still got the hold. Howell wraps up Sawyer's left arm now with a headlock. Referee Paul Morton here checking for a possible submission, but there is none. The reversal as shoulders roll down on the mat. But only a 2 count, and Roger Howell still hanging on to his hold that he's got on Buzz Sawyer. Howell puts a little heat on. Sawyer powers his way out of the hold and drops Roger Howell to the mat. Now it's Buzz Sawyer, bar on Roger Howell's left arm. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Howell still got the headlock. Sawyer fires him into the ropes. Howell steps over, coming off of there. Drop kick and a good one. Oh, Howell misses a drop kick. Buzz Sawyer just walked away from it as Howell was in the air, round behind him. Oh.
Boy, he
One, three, that is it.
it.
There wasn't much doubt that was going to be it when Roger Howell hit the mat there, because Sawyer just powered him down. 3 minutes, 19 seconds.
3 minutes, 19 seconds, and you're not scheduled in
I
here.
don't care. I'm going to beat somebody today.
Yeah, well, you and Dennis go out. Roger Howell is hopping out. Sawyer said, come on. He is looking for, I guess, an opportunity. Is this okay, Paul?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, that's all right with me.
Get him, Johnny. I want you to watch this poetry in action right here. John Carson is poetry in action. Watch the man right here. Watch him.
Buzz Sawyer in there with Don Carson. Buzz had gotten a fall over Roger Howell, and Carson insists on beating somebody. He may not find it that easy with this young fella.
Come on, Don. I'm going to tell you, Don Carson, baby, is poetry in action.
Now, look at the action. I see him busted down by
He fell
Sawyer.
down there a little bit. Look at here. Look at right here. Come on, Donnie. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Don Carson with Buzz Sawyer in there as Carson
How
and
about that
Sawyer.
little move?
Yeah, I
How'd you
saw
like
a
that?
big knee to the midsection as Buzz goes down. Buzz, Dave said, bring it on. He wanted some of Carson. There's a chance to build his reputation with the reputation that Carson and Condrey have. He invited Carson into the ring, but the young fella may have bitten off before he could chew here, having already wrestled one fall with Roger Howell. Carson over by the rope.
Come on, baby.
As Buzz Sawyer comes in there, and Sawyer, and Carson comes up off the floor, and he nails Sawyer hard, right smack on the button with that glove. 2, 3. And Buzz Sawyer, who was a little too anxious, Dave, I think, he met the busting right hand of Don Carson that came in. Yeah, I saw your man over here with that protective glove that he's got. It's great. I noticed that you had to use that injured right hand in there, Don Carson, in order to get the guy. Yeah, never touched him with it in there. I own from Montgomery, Alabama, Jimmy Golden. Jimmy Golden. Your referee is Jerry Calhoun, a one-fall, 15-minute time limit bout. Should be a doggone good bout. Bell time, and we're off and running. Buzz Sawyer, an outstanding young amateur out of Florida. Jimmy Golden, who really is not that old, but in terms of experience, Jimmy's had a lot of it. Has been in some very, very big matches. Hooks that arm. Rolling arm lock takes him over and down. So Jimmy definitely has the experience. He has the height. Somewhat of a weight advantage over the stockier Buzz Sawyer. Well-built young fellow who can really go. Step over toe hold, Golden, with that long leg hooked in there, and the toe of Buzz Sawyer down, and Golden mashing it down a little bit further. Sawyer, who's been impressive since we have first seen him a couple of weeks ago in the area. Going against certainly one of the toughest opponents that he has had in his young professional career. Golden on the left, Sawyer on the right. Referee Jerry Calhoun standing side headlock. Sawyer takes him to the rope. They crisscross in there as Golden comes in. Sawyer goes down under. Yeah, arm drag, hooks him in. With that hip, he tossed him right over. Golden right back up and at him. Oh, look at that. See that Jimmy Golden move. Bars the arm on the mat. Sawyer trying to work his way up, and does, to his feet. We're at a minute and a half into the action as Jimmy Golden comes up. He has that wrist locked, and he pops it up in a hammer. Look at Sawyer. 16 straight up body slam. Jimmy Golden down on the mat as Sawyer trying to find a spot where he is going to be vulnerable. Leg dive, and down goes Sawyer. Yeah, and a half crab, Jimmy Golden, and one that could be effective on him. He's trying to bend it back in there, but look at Sawyer, straight up in the air. He uses those strong arms and shoulder muscles. Takes Golden straight up. He only had a half crab on him. It's a doggone good one, but a lot of times when a guy is fresh, it's very difficult to hold. At the 2-minute mark, a little test of strength in here is Jimmy Golden caught underneath. Sawyer with a much better advantage in there tight. If they were up top, Golden with his height. Whoa, beautiful. Goes up with a drop kick. Sawyer goes down. Golden goes for a pin. 1, 2, but that's all he gets out of it. Jimmy Golden gets a 2 count on Buzz Sawyer. There's a whip across the ring and coming off the rope. Backside sunset flip. He's down. 1, 2. And not quite the 2 count as Jimmy Golden wiggles the way out, and it may be for Sawyer, 2, but Sawyer kicks his way out. A couple of almost, but that won't get it. Up in the air, Golden takes him. Suplex, right straight back, and Sawyer down. A cover, 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be it at 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Jimmy Golden with an outstanding win over young Buzz Sawyer. Man, he took him up. It looked like he was getting ready to kick his way out. But at that point, Jimmy reversed it and came right straight back over in the suplex and ends up.
Embry. And his opponent, weighing 210 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton, your referee, Tom Ernesto Jr.
Well, here we have two newcomers, ladies and gentlemen. We've had the opportunity of watching Eric Embry in the past, but this is the first time for young Rick Morton. Rick Morton, very nicely built young man. Nice move, nice arm drag by Rick. And Rick has some very, very fancy moves that he can do, and I'm sure we'll see some of them. There's one of them right there. Nice move by Rick Morton. Kick off by Eric Embry. Both these men are young men. They're early 20s, a lot of desire. Of course, Eric Embry, if he could get a win over young Rick Morton, would certainly help him on the steady climb to the top that, of course, he wants to do. He wants to get to the top, and wins by these two young men, either one of the two of them, would certainly help them a great deal. Getting a warning by the referee not to pull hair. Collar and elbow. Nice pull behind by Rick Morton again. It's a count of 2. Morton knows a lot of wrestling. You can tell by the way he moves, and the young man's in great shape. Great shape, has a lot of desire. Kicks him off. Hard kick off by Eric Embry. Rick watching his man very closely. Topless lock by Embry now. Embry applying a lot of pressure. Rick reverses it, comes up with a nice hammerlock. Nice move by Rick. And Embry very wisely steps out of the ring through the rope onto the apron. Interesting match coming up in our next match. Gypsy Joe, the world brass knucks champion, will be taking on Chief Thundercloud. Two hard right hands by Eric. Steps in. Nice drop kick by Eric Embry. Nice move by Mr. Embry. Side headlocks Rick. Ricky trying to get the pressure off. There you have a real good picture. Hard right elbow, and a flying there. Stomps him in the chest, steps in behind him, hangs on. There he has a knee in the back, the upper back, applying a lot of pressure in a reverse headlock on Mr. Embry. Stays in behind his man. Of course, this is one of the basic moves in wrestling, whether it be amateur or professional, and that's get behind your man. You certainly have the advantage when you're behind it. And this is what you're taught right from the beginning. Try to immobilize your man by getting behind him. Now Embry comes up with a nice move. Went in for a hammerlock. Rips him down. Looked as though he pulled him by the tights. The referee wasn't sure. Couldn't see it. He was unable to see everything. Now he's reversed it into a arm bar. Nice head scissors by Rick Morton. Nice move by young Rick Morton. Been going about 4 minutes into this match so far. Ricky continuing to hang on with that head scissors. Could be trying to get into a crooked head scissors if he can. And once again, Eric Embry gets his foot up over the rope. Gets a break from the referee. Pardon me, by Eric Embry. Eric opening up on him now. Side headlock to the man. Another right to the face. Working on him. Now Rick Morton has a side headlock. Flails him off. Catches him with a hard tackle. Comes up again. Whoop. Oh, what a knee caught. This could be bad for Mr. Morton. Takes him. Throws him out onto the floor. Oh, right on the floor. Hit with a resounding crack right on his elbow. Could have hurt the young man. I'm sure that he did. What a smash he took on that elbow. There goes Rick Morton climbing up on top of the top rope. What's he going to do here? Oh, right over the top. He could have him. 1, 2, 3. That's it. A very popular win by a very popular young man in Rick Morton. He tricked his man. He was standing up on top of that rope, and Eric Embry just didn't know what was going on. He stood there. He was kind of befuddled, as if to say, what are you going to do? He charged at him, but it was too late. And there you have the win. Well, a very interesting and controversial young man. Of course, none other than Randy Savage, the current Mid-America heavyweight champion. And Randy, you've asked for time, and the microphone is yours.
The announcement of the century. They tried to take it away from me. Tom Ernesto, wetback. You tried to take it away from me yourself. Nick Gulas tried to stop it. He tried to throw the rug over it. The Macho Man is getting a world championship shot against Harley Race.
No, let me correct that.
That's the announcement.
You have not been guaranteed a world championship shot against Harley Race. Now, I must say that you've done something unprecedented in wrestling circles. You have posted a $10,000 check asking for a guaranteed shot against Harley Race. Well, no amount of money is going to guarantee you a shot at Harley Race's championship.
See, the way I got to figure it, Ernesto, is that I'm the Mid-American champion around here, number one. Number one, and Nick Gulas has been taking contenders from all over the world, and people are already calling me the uncrowned champion, you know what I mean? And the way I wrestle in the ring, the prophet told me that he doesn't know how much longer I can last going like this. He doesn't know if my days are numbered. I may not live a month from now or a couple of weeks from now. We don't know that, see? And the prophet told me, he says, better to be rich and dead than poor and alive. So realizing this, I put up a $10,000 bond, appearance bond to Nick Gulas' best. $10,000, man. $10,000 I haven't spent on robes. $10,000 I haven't spent on women. Ernesto, I think I got that shot, brother. I think the Mid-American champion is going to get a shot at Harley Race, and I think the seconds are ticking away on a clock before I can go into the ring and look across to the other side of the ring and see that gold, that iron.
There's another gentleman who feels equally about an opportunity at Harley Race. That's none other than the Mexican Angel.
Oh, bring him up. The wetback friend, your wetback friend. He's down. He's through. In fact, on this hour, I have got a man that is going to go against the Mexican Angel, and he's going to eliminate him, so I will have the clear path to go against the world champion, Harley Race.
One other gentleman who would like a shot also is Big Walter Johnson. What about him?
I'm through with the spook. I put him down in front of thousands and thousands of people. See, when you get some people that go up there and say that the Macho Man can be beat, those are 10,000 people telling 10,000 lies.
Well, Randy, thank you very much for your very interesting comments. We have another match that we have to get on with.
The prophet told me that the world championship is coming my way, and who can argue against the prophet, Ernesto? Not your wetback friends. You dig what I'm saying?
I dig it, son.
$10,000, right?
Benvenuti
time. Introducing first, weighing 230 pounds, the Disco Kid. And his opponent, weighing 265 pounds from Mexico, the Mexican Angel. Your referee, Tom Renesto Jr.
Attorneys and
And his opponent, weighing 265 pounds from Mexico, the Mexican Angel. Your referee, Tom Renesto Jr.
Here we go. Whoop, and Disco flies right into the Mexican Angel. And
Answer everybody's question. Answer Nick Gulas' question. Answer the fans' questions about who's going to get the shot at Harley Race the World Champion. The Disco Kid is going to take the wetback and he's going to drive him into the mat and you'll never see him again.
well, of course, all that remains to be seen. Disco's looking very well at this point. He really moved in, and I noticed that prior to the match, Mr. Savage, you were in there talking to him. And obviously,
Beautiful! The prophet predicted this. The prophet predicted it, just like Tex Van Talon's no longer around here. Pretty soon the wetback won't be here no more.
a lot of punishment being taken by
More, baby,
the
more!
Mexican Angel at this point. Mexican Angel, a very big and powerful man, very agile
Goodbye to
for
the
his size.
wetback. Say goodbye to the wetback.
270 pounds, and he's really a very, very powerful, very agile man. He's taking a lot of punishment now from the Disco Kid.
I'm going to tell you something. All you're doing right now is talking up the Mexican Angel. What about Wyman? What about the Disco Kid?
Well, the Disco's doing a fine job. He's not doing too well now, however. Backing away from the onslaught of this big man.
I'm telling you what, it's sitting down in second.
Flails him. Oh, my goodness. What a flail that was into the corner. It looked Disco could have hurt his neck there. Once again, sets his man up. Now he throws him out on the floor. There's the Mexican Angel. Randy Savage has decided not to talk anymore. He's over there trying to help his man. Get him back into the ring if he possibly can. And Randy Savage goes down. He took a well-placed kick from the Mexican Angel, went flying back, went over backwards right over the top of the ring steps. And the crowd is going wild. There's the Mexican Angel, brings him into the ring.
A man in my position can't afford to look ridiculous like that, Renesto.
Well, it was unfortunate that you fell over the chairs, but I think it was at the end of a kick, a well-placed kick by the Mexican Angel. Obviously, the Angel doesn't want any outside interference, isn't going to have any. And you must admit that this man is awfully strong. I've heard you say yourself that this Mexican Angel is one of the strongest men you've ever been against.
I never said it. I've never said it. I am the strongest wrestler around here. Prophet told me so. You know they're going to be saying, where's the Mexican Angel? Where's the wetback?
Let me ask you a question, Randy, while we're talking about the Mexican Angel. Let me ask you a question. There's been some talk, and you have challenged this man to a lifting contest. Is that correct?
A bench press contest. They're talking about the Mexican Angel being the strongest wrestler around here. Well, I'm talking to you right now, and I say I am.
How much would you be willing to want to lift against this man? What can you lift now?
I'm talking about bench pressing, man, but I'm not going to give away any figures of what I can bench press or what I can. I'm not going to say nothing. All I'm saying is I can lift more than the Mexican Angel.
Nice backdrop by the Mexican Angel. Doing a lot of damage here.
I've got a feeling that I'd like to go in that ring right now and take this belt and label it over to Mexican Angel. And you know he wouldn't be
I don't know that you're going to be able to. Whoop. He could have him. This is it, I'm sure. There you have the winner, the Mexican Angel. He has defeated. Whoop. He's defeated the Disco Kid very handily. Randy Savage seems to want to get into it, but I think he thinks a little of the better about this. He looks like he wants to swing his belt at the Mexican Angel. The Mexican Angel is also willing to initiate a little action if he has to. Well, there you have the winner, ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican Angel, and certainly a man who will be standing in line for a shot at Harley Race's NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching.
I'm the world. I'm going to be the world champion in a few weeks. No more Mr. Nice Guy for the Macho Man.
Well, some other interesting comments that weren't asked for.
Lawler's ready to clobber him, and Idol throws a chemical in Lawler's face. Now, Lawler was the one to disqualification right here, and he had to go to the hospital with back injuries and to have that chemical washed out of his eyes. I mean, Lawler was really hurting.
There is such significance that, by golly, I want to...
That I really automatic hit by himself.
Sure. Yeah,
now, look at that. 1, 2, 3. I beat this man.
All right, now the referee is coming around. He is addled here where you pulled him into, Lawler. I don't care what you
Making no difference. I got the man to beat. He's supposed to... I win this match, fair and square.
That's your version of it. Now, keep looking here, because I want to see what the man who was sitting at ringside...
I don't pay no attention. All I know is I have one man inside the ring. That was Mr. Lawler. Yeah. I care only for him. You see how he sneak up behind me?
Yep.
He thought he can beat me like that.
And there comes Austin Idol in, and Austin Idol, who was sitting at ringside, has paid Tanaka to sit at ringside.
That's right. My $1,000 is very good. But you see, I don't care what happened to Lawler. All I care for is what I'm going to do to him. That's what I want. That's why I told Mr. Idol inside here, grab his legs, and I tie him up because I'm going to show this man some punishment.
Yeah, you sure did. You got him when he was blinded. There,
blind my eyes.
Over to the rope.
He's not blind.
Yeah,
the matter?
Certainly
he's the back of still can see.
Yeah, and what you do is come in and Idol holds him out while you take that elbow that broke those blocks and hammer it down in his back in there, trying to put him in the hospital.
Look, I have no way of control myself, because once he making me mad, his idea, that's the finish for him.
Yeah, well,
and I usually get mad all the time with my opponents. I don't care what.
You finished him all right after Idol had done what he did.
This man have no right to be inside the ring with me.
Okay, well,
you understand? You look at the king. He's king. What's the king there, laying down flat on his back?
And there you're using that foot again right in the middle
the king is standing on his feet. That's me, Tanaka.
I know.
Now, you see, he even had his pawns come out and help the king. But he's no king. He's the pawn.
They had to get him out of there, and that's what they came out to do, was to get you guys out of there and stop pounding on his back in there.
Don't worry. These asses come back here. They're going to get some more medicine for me, too.
Look at it. Look at that. That's a little better look at...
I hope he rested in peace in the hospital.
Yeah, he ended up with a back in there that, as well as the fact that he got chemical burns in his eyes, and it just... it was a situation that was entirely unnecessary, and I'm not the only one that thinks so. Everybody there... Yeah, and here comes the guy who brought about the whole thing, but I'll tell you this. The AWA... took a dim view of what you did in there, Austin Idol, and don't be flexing the muscles. Let me tell you, they have fined you $5,000 and have put you on probation in there, and your wrestling career just may be coming to a halt.
Baby, $5,000 ain't nothing to me. That's chicken fees, that's pocket change. I dropped that on the blackjack table in 2 seconds. Let me lay something on you, baby. The only reason Nick Bockwinkel still has his title is because he refuses to wrestle Austin Idol, baby. But Harley Race didn't refuse to wrestle the Idol last night in the Cow Palace when there was 26,000 people seen me pin Harley Race in 18 minutes. But he was smart enough to refuse to put the title on the line. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the National Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion of the world right now. But let's forget about the West Coast momentarily. Let's get to the Mid-South. Let's get down to what's happening. Jerry Lawler, I don't care if your eyes are burning, baby. If it's too hot in the kitchen, then get out, baby, because it's going to get a whole hell of a lot hotter. Austin Idol's on a rampage. This whole thing's turned into a frenzy now. People saying, when will the Idol stop? What will it take to stop this man? Is there anybody who can stop him? Women writing in and say, Austin Idol, we love you. You got the sexiest body in the world. Men writing in saying, Austin Idol, you're stealing our girlfriends. You're stealing our wives. You're stealing our women. Austin Idol, please go. Please leave us. The men sending money into me, saying take a plane, take a train, take a car, take a boat. Just get out. You're stealing all our wives, all our ladies. Robert Fuller, long, lanky legs, and Bill Dundee, superstar, so he calls himself Billy Dundee. They ain't seen nothing yet, baby. They don't know what action is. They don't know what a kind of a dilemma they've gotten themselves into now. Tanaka-san and myself, the late great, the one and only Austin Idol.
Okay, we heard all of it, and I
The
tell you what,
defeat.
there's no way. Yeah.
They're going to have to get up there and sweep them out of the arena.
Like
they say, Tennessee, amen, eh? That's it, baby. That's all going to happen tomorrow at the Mid-South at 3 o'clock. It is Austin Idol.
Okay, Austin Idol. We saw it on there. We saw, nobody is ever going to forget what you did. I'll tell you, I think that's enough of it. Fine, go.
Okay, girls, eat your hot order. Just don't get to my man.
We'll see him. We'll see him a little bit later on in action in here. Right now, we're going to take.
Too tough for everybody else.
We're going to take.
That's when it gets just right for Austin.
Okay, fine. Take time out there. Put in just a moment.
Sawyer with a big forearm. But Sawyer coming back at him. Sawyer let him have it in both hands. Stomper over the rope. Buzz Sawyer really working on the Mongolian Stomper. Stomper grabbed him back there in the corner, raked his hands across his eyes. And that slowed Sawyer down considerably. Sawyer into the rope. The boot of the Mongolian Stomper planted in his midsection as Sawyer came off those ropes. Stomper with Sawyer in the air. Driving body slam. Stomper back on the rope. Gets a running start. Planted his boot right in the throat. Rolls Buzz Sawyer down on the floor. Gorgeous George Jr. out of his chair. Looks like he slugged Sawyer down there. Buzz Sawyer now climbing back up on the apron. Stomper, grabs him on the apron, rammed his head into the post, the corner post of the ring. And Sawyer has got a cut on his forehead. Sawyer on the floor. Mongolian Stomper in the ring. Referee Paul Morton trying to get him back so Sawyer could get back into the ring. He didn't make it last time, only on the apron. Stomper grabs him on the apron this time. Pulling his hair. Referee trying to move Stomper back. Let Sawyer get back into the ring. Stomper determined he's not going to let him in there. Sawyer off the rope. Stomper hit him in the throat. Gorgeous George Jr. enjoying all of this. He's cheering, jumping around in his chair over in that neutral corner. It's difficult for us to show you Gorgeous George because he's down behind the ring, seated in his chair. But rest assured, he's there. The Stomper round behind. He may be working on a sleeper. It's hard to tell. If it is, it certainly is. Yeah, I believe he is. Referee Paul Morton is checking. That's going to be it right there, the sleeper. Not the classic version of it, but effective nonetheless. Now referee Paul Morton gets it finally to break the sleeper hold. The Stomper has won it. Congratulations from Gorgeous George Jr., his manager. Time on it, 2 minutes, 52 seconds. And that is going to be it. Now they waked up. Stomper just hovering over it.
Gorgeous George really tickled that the Stomper did what he did to this young fella who is just beginning what looks like an extremely promising career. The Stomper, there's too much size, too much of everything. He's just very, very, very strong. And a few weeks to a match that took place, and let's listen to Les Thatcher and Ken Rainey on this bout, Professor Tanaka and Kevin Sullivan.
Of course, everyone knows that Tanaka was the man who hospitalized Kevin Sullivan. Here they are squaring off in the Sullivan tournament match. Could be quite a contest, Bill.
Certainly could. Kevin has pointed out several times he has a lot of paying back to do for the damage caused by Toru Tanaka and Ryan Wright. Drop kick by Kevin Sullivan sends Tanaka to the canvas. Tanaka springs back up. And few words of taunt or something to Kevin Sullivan.
Both men certainly geared for this one. And as you mentioned, and I mentioned, Ken Lucas is second to his partner.
And of course, Ken says, well, we know Ron Wright will be in Tanaka's corner, and to keep him honest, I'll be in Kevin's.
Ron Wright getting up out of his seat, going around the ring for what I don't know. Kevin Sullivan has a cheering section across the way. Goes Kevin, go, they say. Here's Sullivan windmilling the arm of Toru Tanaka.
Okay, now we're obviously seeing here, Professor Tanaka, that this is no pushover that you're wrestling. Kevin Sullivan,
I have to say this little man is really tough a man.
Yes, sir.
But you know something? He don't belong inside ring with a big, tough man. That's me.
Well, I think that when the people take a look at the action right here from this point on,
You see, why the head that this man hurt already?
it doesn't look like he's finished by any means. He still has enough to come back and give you some problems right
I must
here.
say, he has a lot of guts.
Kevin, of course, a former U.S. Tag Champion, was co-holder at one time of the title. And a young fellow that is from Boston, Massachusetts. On this particular day, he had a visit.
All the dirty tactics he used?
He was using the top of the foot, or I think the referee would have called him for using the point of the foot in there if there'd have been any criticism of that.
I just give him a little bit sample, that's it.
But when he gets his chance, he'll...
Professor Tanaka and Kevin Sullivan. This is a bout that took place in Knoxville, Tennessee. And for this particular occasion, Kevin's father was down visiting him, and unfortunately, his father is not a wrestler. He's never been in the ring, but he got a little carried away about the...
I did not know this man was Mr. Kevin Sullivan's father. Yeah, now you see, this man that comes inside, he has no business inside the ring. He come inside there, I give him the same medicine I give anybody else. Anybody come inside and attack Tanaka, I only have one remedy and one insurance with them. I put them out like right.
Well, it was a situation I think was unfortunate. I guess everybody will have to make their own decision on it, but it was about that we wanted to share with in there. And Professor Tanaka, who holds the Southern Heavyweight Championship bout, just won a match going against Coco Ware in 2 minutes and 31
like
seconds.
I say, opponents with me get hurt.
Didn't you think it didn't matter to me if you were in Hong Kong, if you went to Japan, if you went to New Zealand? Tanaka, didn't you think that I was going to come? Didn't you know that after you attacked my father? Tanaka, the man is a 64-year-old man in the twilight of his life. You're a professional athlete, one of the top martial art experts in the world. You're rated in the top 10 as a professional heavyweight wrestler. You're in the prime of your career, Tanaka. And let me tell you one thing. You must have made a big mistake if you didn't think I was coming. And I'm coming, brother. I'm coming to Memphis. And let me tell you one thing, Toru Tanaka. You're going to have to prove to the people in Memphis, and you're going to have to prove to me that you're as good and as tough as you think you are. And you're not going to be facing a 64-year-old man that's helpless. Tanaka, you owe me something. You owe my family something. What makes my blood boil is what you could have done to my father, what could have happened. You injured him, but it could have been a lot more than an injury, Tanaka. And let me tell you one thing. If you think you're going to beat me on a 3-count or something like that, that match ain't going to end that way, brother. Because I'm going to come for you, Tanaka. And I'm going to come hard. And if I have to get a chair, a bell, a table, you owe me something. And you owe my family something. And what you owe me is a piece of your hide. And when you look across for me, when you get in the ring, you're not going to see a 64-year-old helpless man. And what you better do, Tanaka, is you better look hard, and you better look long, and you better stick your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye, because it belongs to me, Tanaka. And when I come to Memphis, Tanaka, I'm going to be gunning for you, and you better show me. You better show me how tough you are, Tanaka. And I don't think you're half as tough as you think you are, because I'm not a 64-year-old man, Tanaka, and I'm coming to Memphis. I'm not going to get a piece of your...
Interesting to look at it. Slinker, boy, he looks like he's put on about 20 pounds. It looks in great shape. He certainly does.
Slinker, last time we saw him was weighing somewhere around. Corner, what a move by Buzz Sawyer. Here comes Slinker. Feet flying. With the chops on Carson. He drags him across the ring. Slides the soles of his feet right across Don Carson's face. Uh-oh, Carson Carson caught Slinker 6 minutes, 3 seconds.
They got into a situation where it's in position, but he can't get it. I thought he might have had it. Robert Fuller working on Schroeder. Body slam. Center of the ring. Covers him. 1, 2. Big guy hops Robert right on off of there. No pin. And Robert, a little too quick, coming back in after Schroeder. Nailed him. Schroeder nails him in the middle. And look at Robert taking down to the small package. 1, 2, 3. He got it. He got him in that crab position to his spine, pulling up on his chin. Gilbert comes in. The assassin, while the referee's getting Gilbert out, made a switch. So I'll tell you, it's a good thing that Sawyer is in the kind of condition he is in, because he has taken a pounding. Buzz Sawyer still in that center of the ring, taking quite a pounding. Up on the shoulders of the big assassin. Slides him down into the mat with that body slam. And Sawyer just not in a position where he can get a tag. He's having a hard time keeping it together in there. Assassin rolls him back over and stomps with the flat of his foot. There's nothing illegal about that. The bout is being stopped, and I think probably with very good reason. The bout has been stopped because of the punishment